There's a German Shepherd. How many of you are cat people? And how many of you are dog people? All right, about half. The room's about half and half. All right, a German Shepherd, a Doberman, and a cat have died. All three are faced with God, who wants to know what they believe. The German Shepherd says, I believe in discipline, training, and loyalty to my master. Good, says God. Sit down here at my right side. And then the Doberman, he says, what do you believe? And the Doberman answers, I believe in the love, care, and protection of my master. Aha, God says, come and sit at my left side here. So then he looks at the cat, and he asks him, what do you believe? And the cat responds, I believe you're in my seat. Pretty cute, huh? So thank you for that, Suzanne. Catwoman, I believe you're in my seat. So today, in honor of Thanksgiving, I want to give you an inspiring spiritual principle that you can use to bring prosperous results into your life in an accelerated way. This spiritual principle has the power of magnification, healing, expansion, and speed. Speed. I also want to give you some helpful tools to start using it right now and outline a few of its miraculous benefits. But first, a little side story. I was writing in my journal, my gratitude journal, making a list of things that I love. I called it Simple Pleasures and All Things Pumpkin. And I was writing all the things. And you know, when you start that, you start it out, and then you get into the list. And I ended up listing about 50 things. You know, I love sunshine. I love golf. I love my good health. I love my family. You know, I just all this stuff. And then what came to me was, I love warm banana bread with melted butter, real butter, right? Because my mom used to bake a lot of things, and it was not every day when we came home from school, there was a snack of some fresh baked something waiting for us. I grew up with the house smelling just of all the great baked goods, and banana bread was one of her top recipes that she made. And then I also wrote in my journal, and I love all things pumpkin. And so that was like on, Tuesday or Wednesday, came here on a Sunday, came through, gave the message, and the Benson family came through the line to shake my hand and say hello. And they said they'd had a baking marathon at their house that week and baked lots of goodies. And Jackie handed me a loaf of banana bread, a little mini loaf of banana bread. And not right behind her, Jack said to me, well, I love all things pumpkin, and he handed me a loaf of pumpkin bread. My exact same words that I'd written in my journal 3 days before manifested at the back of the room 3 days later. Kind of makes me wish I'd said, while I was in the stream of consciousness, I wish I'd said, I love new car smell. But I have my new car now too anyway. So the spiritual principle of gratitude. It not only expands the good in your life, but it accelerates the manifestation. It's a speed agent for us. It makes things happen, and it makes them happen quickly. It's a great multiplier, it's a great healer, and it's a great enricher. It's the harvest season. It's the fruits of all of our labor and all of our love. And it begins with two simple words. Thank you, right? Thank you. When we're grateful for the things that we have, no matter how seemingly small or insignificant they are, we open the way to receive more. If you're grateful for your relationship, even if there's some problems in it, it's not perfect, your relationship will get better as you praise and appreciate the things that are right about it. If you're grateful for the money that you have, whether how much or how little, gratitude toward all of the financial resources in your life will expand and grow and increase the financial resources in your life. If you're grateful for your job, even if it's not your dream job, you'll receive better opportunities or better assignments in your current job, or the Spirit of God will move you out of that and into the one that's more right for you. when you're grateful for the parts of your body that function in optimum health, and you praise those parts and forego the aches and the pains and the diagnosis and the dis-ease, you empower those cells with that praise and appreciation to regenerate and renew themselves and to take over in your body to bring healing life to your body. You support each cell with health and give it the spiritual strength to reproduce and renew itself and build vibrant health. So you focus on the appreciation for how easy it is to bend and move, or how grateful you are for beautiful skin, or whatever it is. Focus on even the tiniest things in your body that work really well. Your hearing, your eyesight, your taste buds. You could taste that banana bread with melted butter, couldn't you? When I talked about it, all things pumpkin. Who's had a pumpkin latte already this season? I had one this morning. It was so exciting. Anyway, gratitude has the power to change any circumstance in our lives. And that's a big claim, isn't it? That's a very big claim. It's easy to feel grateful when everything's going our way and it's all right with the world. But what about feeling grateful in those times when life becomes painful or difficult? We sometimes go into memory lapse. We don't remember to be grateful for things because we're so focused on the pain or the difficulty. And yet this is when it's most important for us to use the spiritual power of gratitude, because it is one of the most versatile spiritual tools in our toolbox. You can apply it to so many different things, and it works in so many marvelous ways. And it's the very best tool that we can use whenever we feel ourselves sliding into an undesirable state of unconsciousness. When we find ourselves slipping into anger or resentment or guilt or fear, gratitude can miraculously pull us out of that, because it brings us in the present moment, loving what is. Loving what is. I love the view here. I love the windows. I love the sunlight coming in. I love the trees in the autumn season, and I love the color of the leaves, and I love how even though the smoke in the air isn't good, have you seen the moon at night or the sun during the day? Is that not a spectacular way to see the elements of our earth? Very best tool you can use whenever you feel yourself sliding into an undesirable state of unconsciousness. But, here's the parentheses, there's one key element that's vitally important in order for the power of gratitude to transform your circumstances. And that is, you have to be conscious of feeling the love that stirs inside of you when you express gratitude. Because gratitude is an agent of your heart. It's an agent of feeling. It's not in your thinking nature, it's in your feeling nature. And when gratitude rises up in you and you're so grateful for things, you have to feel the consciousness of that love in order to activate, as Suzanne said in her meditation, wherever she went, and that Myrtle Fillmore said, grace is active, gratitude is active, and it's the love in the gratitude that activates its spiritual power. Kierkegaard, who was a philosopher from the 1800s, said, "When you have fully entered the realm of love, the world, no matter how imperfect, becomes rich and beautiful." Isn't that great? When you've fully entered the realm of love, the world, no matter how imperfect, becomes rich and beautiful. And it was the Apostle Paul and all the psalmists who said, give thanks in all things. Give thanks in all things. This is our week that we celebrate Thanksgiving. And gratitude is a bridge out of negative feelings because it harnesses the forces of love. It harnesses your love. It captivates it. It almost like puts parentheses around love and then pushes it out into the world. But it has to come through you. So you feel grateful and you feel all that love and good feeling, and then you express it out, and it's a stream of consciousness. It's a stream of love that's moving in and through you. It's impossible to feel sad or depressed when you're feeling grateful, because every single thing you give thanks for injects into it an element of love that has that transformative power. Transforms what's in front of you, yes, but also transforms you because it comes through you. You're expressing and giving thanks for something or someone, and they feel it, but you feel it. You feel it. You're the originating source of the love that's being sent out. So, painful, difficult times, sometimes our minds can take off like a jumbo jet with no pilot at the controls, right? How many have experienced that? But rather than letting your mind run wild with out-of-control thoughts, we know here in Unity we want to use our mind to build healthy thoughts. And it doesn't take too much focus to train your mind to appreciate things. And besides that, it's just really fun. Esther Hicks talks about in her work with the Abraham teachings, she has what she calls a rampage of appreciation. You should go on a rampage of appreciation. It's like what we did earlier. I love the sunlight. I love the windows. I love this meeting space. I love we don't have to set up. I love we don't have to clean up. I love we don't have to clean the bathrooms. To have a church facility like this, we are so blessed. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful we have the hymnals. I'm grateful we sing out of the hymns. I'm grateful for the flowers that Sally does. I'm grateful for the board and all the things they do behind the scenes to make things be so beautiful. I mean, it's a rampage of appreciation, and it vibrates, it raises and accelerates your vibration, and you can feel it. It's palpable. So, gratitude is a magic wand of sorts, and the spell that it casts, elevates every situation and every person that it touches. So I want to give you just a few tips today on how you can stay aware of the love around you, which you wouldn't think we needed training on, right? But it's just, these are more memory things that you can do. The first one is similar to the rampage of appreciation. You want to keep your mind busy by naming things you love. You want to keep your mind occupied constructively, and one of the best ways you can do this is by asking yourself questions. Questions like, what do I see that I can appreciate? How many things can I name in the next 30 seconds that I love? What exquisite things do I hear, taste, see, smell right now? Right now. So I'm going to just give us a practical experience right now. I'm going to ask you, how many things can I name in the next 30 seconds that I love? And I'm going to, I do have my timer on my phone. I'm going to set that for 30 seconds, and I'm going to ask you to just speak out loud all together as a group. This is only for you. Name all the things that you love for 30 seconds. Hold on. I have to find the thing on here. Where is it? Clock. Timer. You don't want 15 minutes. Let's see. Although it would be great, it would transform everything in the room. So let me set this just for about 15 seconds. And ready, set, just speak out loud things you love, all of us. I love golf, I love good weather, I love sun, I love the beach, I love travel, I love color, I love blue, I love dogs, I love kittens, I love baby anything, I love babies, I love good hair days, I love health in my body. Oh, that went fast, didn't it? How do you feel? Cancel, stop. Now I don't know how to shut this off. Let's see. What is happening here? Wait a minute. It's a new phone. Cancel. Should stop. Okay. So you can see it makes you feel good, doesn't it? You get chills in your body. You can feel it in your body. So that's one way. Keep your mind busy by naming things you love. The more questions you ask it, the more you'll be in control. Your mind will be working with you rather than against you. Do you do that? You're bending over brushing your teeth and you're thinking, oh my God, he said that and he did what? And I can't believe he still does that after all these years. And, right? Stop. And praise and appreciate all the things he does, all the ways he gets it right. All right? Your mind will be working with you, doing what you want it to do instead of running off on a random tangent. Your focus on appreciating what you love will not only draw more to you, but it is an accelerating agent. It brings it to you quicker, faster, and in bigger form than you could imagine or appreciate. Just like the creation of my pumpkin bread and banana loaf bread, courtesy of the Benson family. I was so blessed. Secondly, you want to give yourself a go-to feel-good bank in consciousness. You want to bank memories and moments that just were magnificent, so that when you're searching for things to feel good about, you can go right back to them. I can remember when I lived in Kansas City, I lived in a cul-de-sac, and I lived across the street from a lake. And the Canadian geese wintered down at the end of the street was the marina, and the Canadian geese wintered in that end down at the marina. So like the 1st of October, I'd pull out of my cul-de-sac, and there'd be 1 or 2 geese there. And then by the end of the week, there were like 6 or 7. And about this time of year, there were about 100 or 200 geese that would come into winter. And when the lake would freeze over, so they'd be sitting out there, and all of a sudden they'd get up and they'd be walking on top of the ice. It was hilarious. Well, you know, when they stay behind when they have babies, and so this one mother made a nest in my next door neighbor's, under a bush under my next door neighbor's front porch. And she was nesting on 14 eggs. And we watched her, all the neighbors. It was the cul-de-sac event of the year, right, of the spring. And so when we'd go over and look at the eggs, I'd never seen this. She'd spread out her wings and covered every one of those 14 to protect them in that sheltering love. You know, and then once she got that you were safe, you know, she'd ease up and you could look at the eggs. And so we watched this whole process until one day, the little eggs started to crack and the babies came out, and they were just like no bigger than, you know, a $50 practically. And they were all there with her, and so all the neighbors, we were watching. And then it's not safe, evidently, I learned, for them to be on land. And so she had to get them into the water as quickly as possible. So it was about day 3, it happened to be a Sunday afternoon, and all of a sudden, here she comes with 14 little ones behind her in a long street. And all the neighbors called each other, and we all came out, and we're walking along. It's like a parade. This is like a parade. You know, we're just, because she's taking them to the lake. And she had to get across the street and around into the backyard of the neighbor's house. And she goes over to the lake, and there's a rocky bank. And she jumps in, and she turns around to them, and they all stood on the bank going, "What?" And she realized she'd miscalculated the jump for them. So she gets out, she walks past them, blah, 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 talking to them, and she walks down here where it's easier to just take a little path and jump in the water. And she gets in, and then boop, 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 boop. 14 popped behind her, and we never saw them again. They were safe, they were in the water, they were gone. Magical moment in nature. So that night in my gratitude journal, I wrote, "I love baby everything, and I love the sheltering presence of a mother, the guiding, sheltering presence of a mother." And still to this day, that's in the consciousness bank of love and appreciation for magical moments in life. That whenever I feel down, I think about that mother, and all of those 14 babies. It was magical. I believe that speaking and writing words of gratitude is prayer that just rises up unobstructed from deep within us. There's no filter. There's no filter. It's just love in its purest form. And it brings us into the miracle of the present moment. I can go back to that moment and be in the present moment because it's exponentially happening in spirit. And there's no time or space in God. And I can be in that, and it connects me to the presence of God in the most profound way because it's unobstructed love, right? Now you're going to be sitting around the Thanksgiving table this year with the Uncle Harry, you know, the guy that finds fault with everything, the guy that drinks too much, the guy that spills, the guy that whatever, one of those family members that is the black sheep, you know. And so just find things to praise and appreciate about that person. Let love lift that experience up for him and for you both at the table this week. Meister Eckhart said, you know this, if the only prayer you ever pray in your entire life is what? Thank you. It's enough. Another tool, if you're having difficulty letting go of something that no longer serves you, you can give thanks for all the ways that person or that element has blessed your life and served your life, and it will help you release it if you give it in gratitude. If you're finding it difficult to forgive someone, if you bless them and give thanks for them, it eases the forgiveness process. If you feel fearful, Giving thanks activates an inner strength and a courage and a wisdom that allows you to take action from a higher mind, from a consciousness of unobstructed, pure love, and all your decisions then will be beautiful. When your energy feels low, when you feel stressed, when you feel confused, when you're not feeling good, and you just want to lift yourself, your mood higher, you take a moment to appreciate what's right in front of you. Right now, there are sparkles in the linoleum of this floor, and the sunlight is capturing them, and I'm standing in a twinkling experience. Can you feel it? You are too, you know. Take a moment to notice what's right in front of you and appreciate it. And life will begin to reveal its wonder and its beauty. In an instant, you'll feel renewed and lifted and joyful, joyful. Giving thanks for even the tiniest things will shift your energy and open your heart to the love that's present in the moment. And it has enormous benefits. One of the first fruits of gratitude is comfort for your heart and peace for your soul, because you're living in that flow of unobstructed love in its purest form, and that's so comforting and so nurturing. And so it makes your troubles not seem so big as your mind would want you to think that they are. You realize that no situation is greater than the power of the Spirit of God within you to meet the experience. Gratitude helps you recognize your current situation might not be as bad as you thought. You feel happy instead of sad. You feel hopeful rather than depressed. It's a great antidepressant. Gratitude lowers your resistance to what is, and that allows love to appear almost immediately. Almost immediately. Whatever your situation is, current day situation, try waving that magic wand of gratitude all over the experience. It is and will allow you to experience the spiritual power that stands under all power. Gratitude is pure love, and love is all powerful. And when you flow it, express it, set loose of it, activate it, feel it, you're using the power that stands under all power, the power of the universal Christ Spirit. So this week, make it a point, not just this week because it's Thanksgiving, but make it a point to express gratitude as much as possible every day. Look for and feel the things that you love and turn away instantly from the things that you don't love. When you do, your right now moments will be infused with untold happiness, untold joy. Gratitude doesn't cost anything, but it's worth more than all the riches in the world because it instantly enriches you, right? So I want to close with the other prayer that I received this week, which was a blessing for our firefighters. We want to give gratitude for them, and so I want to share that with you. And it's for a prayer for the firefighters' safety is what it was called. But you know, those men and women have chosen that profession from the time they were little. They probably loved going on the fire engine and into the parades and all of that, and they have a heart for safety and security for all of us. So let's just take a moment and in gratitude now, let that purity of love flow in your heart. A prayer for our firefighters' safety. This magnificent life shows up everywhere in the wisdom, in the trees, and in the landscapes that are forever changing. And this living wisdom expresses itself in the lives of our firefighters. This prayer is for those firefighters moving toward the fires, assisting in containing and putting the fires out, understanding that there is a divine intelligence orchestrating all life. I affirm the safety and well-being of all those working to contain the fires. May they be protected from the heat, provided with clean air to breathe, supported by a well-trained team that knows how to handle these situations expertly. I declare the fires are suppressed and those in danger return to safety and peace. Warm-hearted gratitude is felt for all firefighters and helpers, and the intuition that guides them and protects them in this challenging work is present to them moment by moment. Thank you, God. Amen. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you.
Thank you, Cherie. That was the perfect Thanksgiving week lesson, filled with gratitude. Okay, now's the time we can take our offering in your hand and know that you are a steward of divine abundance. Whatever you need, you know it will be met. Whatever you ask for, it is already there. You have no lack or limitation in the universe, and there is no lack or limitation to the good that God has in store for you right now. You give and receive with gratitude. So I give in love because I love to give. Let's affirm this together. I give in love because I love to give.
From the movie Pride and Prejudice. Dun, 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 dun. Felt good. All right, let's take a moment now to give thanks for your offerings and your tithes. We are thankful for the resources that support this ministry, and we're thankful for the ways that all these resources go out to bless and enrich our world. Thank you, God. Amen.
Thank you.